When we think of NFL players, we think of wealth, fame, and luxury. Multi-million-dollar contracts, endorsement deals, and lifestyles most people can only dream of. But what happens when the money runs out? The truth is, for many NFL stars, the riches don't last forever. From reckless spending and bad investments to scams and betrayal, these players went from living large to losing it all. Today, we're breaking down 10 NFL players who went completely broke. Number 1. Travis Henry. Travis Henry was once a rising star in the NFL. Drafted in 2001 by the Buffalo Bills, he put together back-to-back 1,300-yard rushing seasons and looked like he had a long career ahead of him. But while his talent was undeniable, his off-the-field life was spiraling out of control. Henry famously fathered at least 11 children with 10 different women, which left him paying massive amounts of child support. At one point, his lawyer estimated he owed nearly $170,000 a year just to keep up. As his career faded, those obligations crushed his finances. And if that wasn't enough, Henry was later arrested for involvement in a drug trafficking case that landed him in prison. He once admitted by phone, "They've got my blood, I've got to deal with it." For a man who once led the Bills' offense, Henry became better known for financial collapse than football. Number 2. Chris McAllister. Chris McAllister was one of the best defensive backs of his era. Drafted by the Baltimore Ravens in 1999, he became a cornerstone of their defense, a 3-time Pro Bowler, and even won a Super Bowl ring in 2001. By 2004, he signed a $55 million contract, the kind of deal that should have set him up for life. But injuries derailed his career, and by 2009, he was out of football. That's when the shocking truth came out. McAllister filed court documents claiming he was broke as a joke, living with his parents, and unable to pay the $11,000 a month he owed in child support. This was a man who earned tens of millions in the NFL, reduced to depending on his parents to cover basic expenses. McAllister's story is a harsh reminder that wealth in the NFL can vanish overnight. Number 3. Lawrence Taylor. Lawrence L.T. Taylor is widely regarded as the most dominant defensive player in NFL history. A 2-time Super Bowl champion and the only rookie to ever win Defensive Player of the Year, Taylor changed the way football was played. Over 13 seasons with the New York Giants, he earned tens of millions and became a larger-than-life figure. But off the field, Taylor's life spiraled. His struggles with substance abuse led to expensive legal battles, multiple arrests, and time in rehab. On top of that, he went through costly divorces that drained his fortune with massive settlements and alimony payments. Despite earning over $50 million in his career, LT filed for bankruptcy in the early 2000s, admitting that reckless spending and bad decisions had left him broke. For a man who once struck fear into quarterbacks across the league, his post-football story became a cautionary tale. No matter how dominant you are on the field, financial discipline is just as important once the game is over. Number 4. Adrian Peterson. Few running backs have ever been as dominant as Adrian Peterson. The 2012 NFL MVP rushed for over 2,000 yards in a single season and finished his career with more than $100 million in earnings. Yet even he couldn't outrun bad financial decisions. Peterson borrowed $5.2 million to fund a business venture, but when the project collapsed, the debt ballooned to over $10 million with interest and fees. Courts ordered him to hand over assets to pay creditors. To make matters worse, reports suggest he was also the victim of fraudulent advisors who mismanaged his fortune. For a player who looked unstoppable on the field, Peterson's financial troubles proved no one is immune to the pitfalls of misplaced trust and risky investments. Number 5. Vince Young. When the Tennessee Titans drafted Vince Young in 2006, he was supposed to be their franchise savior. The rookie sensation earned $25 million guaranteed and even won Offensive Rookie of the Year. But his career unraveled quickly, and so did his money. Young filed for bankruptcy in 2014, claiming less than $1 million in assets and up to $10 million in debt. Reports suggested he was spending recklessly, including dropping thousands of dollars a week at the Cheesecake Factory. On top of that, shady financial deals and forged documents drained him even further. By the end, Young's once bright career was overshadowed by the story of a superstar who lost it all in less than a decade. Number 6. Clinton Portis. Clinton Portis was one of the most exciting running backs of the 2000s. With the Denver Broncos and Washington Redskins, he racked up over 9,000 rushing yards and earned more than $40 million in his career. But Portis's story turned tragic. He filed for bankruptcy in 2015 after owing nearly $5 million to creditors, including unpaid casino loans. Portis later admitted he trusted the wrong financial advisor, Jeff Rubin, who he claims swindled athletes out of over $100 million. He should be in jail, Portis said bluntly. Despite his success on the field, Portis became another cautionary tale of how quickly fortunes can vanish when bad advice and reckless spending collide. Number 7. Mark Brunell. Mark Brunell was a steady quarterback for nearly 2 decades, leading the Jacksonville Jaguars to their first playoff appearances and earning over $70 million in salary. But unlike others, Brunell's downfall came from risky business ventures. He invested heavily in real estate and even poured $9 million into a fast food franchise. When the housing market crashed in 2008, Brunell defaulted on massive loans. By 2010, while still an active NFL player, he filed for bankruptcy, listing nearly $25 million in debt against only $5 million in assets. For a player once known for calm leadership, Brunell's financial implosion showed how quickly fortunes can disappear when tied to bad investments. Number 8. Warren Sapp. Warren Sapp was a Hall of Fame defensive tackle, a Super Bowl champion, and one of the most dominant forces of his generation. He earned over $80 million in his career, but behind the scenes, his financial world was crumbling. By 2012, Sapp had filed for bankruptcy, owing $6.7 million in debt. He was behind nearly $900,000 in alimony and child support, owed the IRS over $850,000, and had unpaid property taxes. To make matters worse, Sapp claimed he lost his Super Bowl ring and his college championship rings in the chaos. From the heights of NFL glory to filing bankruptcy papers, Sapp's story is a reminder that even legends can't escape financial ruin if the money isn't managed. Number 9. Terrell Owens. Terrell Owens was one of the greatest receivers in NFL history, third all-time in receiving yards and touchdowns. He earned more than $80 million in his career. But Owens admitted that reckless spending and bad management left him broke by 2011. Owens spoke openly about his mistakes, admitting he wasted money on luxury cars, jewelry, and oversized homes. Even worse, he trusted financial advisors who mismanaged his fortune. He also shouldered massive child support payments that drained what was left. For all his Hall of Fame numbers, Owens' post-football reality became a lesson in financial humility. He now tells young players to avoid the same mistakes. Live within your means. Number 10. Bernie Kosar. Bernie Kosar was Cleveland's hometown hero in the 1980s. A Pro Bowl quarterback who led the Browns deep into the playoffs, he earned millions during his 11-year career. But heartbreakingly, his downfall came at the hands of his own family. Kosar later revealed that his father, who managed his finances, siphoned off huge amounts of money for cars, mortgages, and even secret business deals. At one point, Bernie discovered his dad had struck a side deal with the Browns worth $1 million. By the end, Kosar was broke and struggling to rebuild his life. His story stands out because it wasn't lavish spending or bad investments, it was betrayal. Proof that sometimes the biggest financial risk comes from those closest to you. So what do you think of our list of NFL players who went completely broke? Did we miss anyone? Leave a comment and let us know. If you like this video, leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more football content. See you in the next video.